Let's have a look at Micron Technology because it has been pumping a lot the last couple of months, and right now we have made a new all-time high with a lot of aggression. So let's look at what happened with this stock. If you look at the monthly, it's a pretty old company that has been here for a long time. But since we broke out of this whole range at this bottom around your all-time lows, we came up with aggression. We have just been making higher highs and higher lows towards new all-time highs, and we did that once again. Tapped it to a really nice demand zone right here. Let's zoom in a bit to see what happened here. Yeah, this was your last structure pull where price tried to push price down towards local liquidity. They fill, buyers take over, and from there we really started pumping up above the highs to the left, and in that case it was also towards new all-time highs if we zoom out a bit more right here. So this is a strong demand to have in your chart to continue your higher time frame trend with a higher low and then a new higher high. So nice step into a strong demand zone. One more thing I instantly see is after we made this all-time high, we came down and we had a big range for a long time. After we made this range that we had in this demand zone, we had a big aggressive candle down towards liquidity of the local range and a tap into this big demand zone which was still left open. That is called manipulation. So we have the manipulation right here. This can indicate that the stock in this case is entering a power of 3. A power of 3 is a really strong trading strategy. It is just an indication that market makers can be filling up positions to push price higher. It consists of 3 phases: the range phase, in which a lot of orders on both sides gets into the market. So it's interesting to take out either side of this range and then push price towards the other side. In this case, you expect bullish price action on the higher time frame. So if we're gonna get a manipulation at the bottom of the range, we can expect an expansion, which is your third phase of the power of 3, towards the upside. Your technical target in this case was the range high, but because on the higher time frame we are also still bullish, you could trade this towards new all-time highs. We can see that this perfectly played out, and we are just smashing all-time highs from here. Now we want to look how we can trade this move to also earn some money. First thing I see, before we made new all-time highs, same trick right here, same trick right there. A struggle point where sellers try to push price down, they fill, buyers take over, and we make new highs. So an interesting demand zone to put in the chart. Also a nice place for Micron Technology to continue its higher time frame uptrend and then trade further up. Definitely a zone I would be watching. Let's zoom in a bit more, because locally we could also maybe have some confirmations to trade towards some price discovery levels like 200. Yeah, this is your local price action to hold. From here you expect more upside. If we can't continue our high time frame trend because we just broke all-time highs and we have been bullish for a very long time, and eventually the market has to cool off, so it has to take out liquidity on the opposite side and tap into some sort of support to continue the trend. So locally your first indications we can go lower is losing this level combination with this low. If we're gonna do this, tap it to here, can't make a new high, flip this level, we can go lower, and then this is your first zone to watch for local confirmations. We can trade higher again and continue our high time frame uptrend. Of course, this doesn't have to happen and we can just pump for a few days towards price discovery targets, and maybe then price can turn around. But right now, this is what happened on Micron Technology and what you can expect on Micron Technology.